All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. We are live here with XITE Motorsports kicking off their NASCAR season here in Miami. We have quite a few big names in the community here. We have eight rounds, excuse me, of action that we're going to be covering here on Saturday afternoons. Um, My monitors are all screwed up. Give me 1 second. Let me get this fixed real quick. We're getting ready to get some qualifying action going. May see the 10 lap last chance qualifier. Um, we're going to be here with 200, 200 miles of Homestead, Miami goodness. Um, we will be having a couple of advertisement breaks the um, throughout the stream, just as they are Twitch mandated. If you would like to enjoy the stream advertisement free, go ahead and subscribe. We will be covering a lot more series in the coming future. Let's see who we have in chat right now. Oh, I cannot see that evidently. Oh, yes, I can. Yeah, this is a spec tune series. Um, I have not had an opportunity to try out the spec tunes just yet. We're getting ready to start off qualifying. To note, we have the defending champion from last series, VRX Z1. Those that have been watching my channel for a while have seen Z1 has entered the Slide Job Motorsports Wednesday series that I am covering as well. Later on today, actually, we will be wrapping up the IEC NASCAR series. So there's a lot of ovals being covered here, and I am all here for it. So as we're waiting on everybody to ready up and get qualifying underway, let's take a look at the top three from last series. So we have Z1 Drewski. Believe Drewski's in here as well. It doesn't look like Drewski's in here, and I believe it was Green who is not in here. We're going to take... Actually, we're not going to do anything until after qualifying. It's getting... All right, everybody's readied up. We're going to hop over to the live and get this party rocking, and there it is, rolling. Do a quick rundown of who we have in the lobby so far. So we have NDL Shadow. He will be driving a number 77 Camaro. VER Twitchy and a Camry, the number 11 Kings Hawaiian Toyota. Nate Mophie and the Mustang Dark Horse in the number 95. Can't quite see the sponsor on that car. Naz Gaming 48 and the number 43 Dollar Tree Next Gen Camry. It's a lot of E's at the end of that. Ferrari here in the number 92 Next Gen Camry. NDL Light and the Team Noodle number 16. Doing it for Biff. Waxy in the number 41 Denzo Camry. Waterfur in the number 10 Speed Hunters Ford Mustang. JSR Geek in here in the number 47 Carvana Toyota Camry. Matthias in the number 8 next-gen Mustang. My favorite flavor of fried rice, a request from XMS Bacon Duck. My favorite flavor of fried rice is chicken. Chicken fries my rice. A little bit of sidebar from the Discord chat. Yeah, chicken fried rice. Oh boy. Alrighty, where I was completely sidetracked by that. So Matthias, Fire Parrot in the number 87 Goodwrench Mustang, or sorry, Camaro. Wow, I looked at the bow tie and said Mustang. Z1, the defending champion from last season, in the number 18 Amazon Prime Toyota. Bacon Duck in the number 6 Castrol Ford Mustang. NWR Zeno in the number 2 Advance Mustang. A lot of Mustangs and Camrys. Not a whole lot of GM love here. Deed Speeman in the number 23 Xfinity Toyota Camry. Stinky Potato 841 in the number 79 Mustang. Bach Scar LT1 in the Camaro. And JJ Fireball also in a number 66 Castrol Ford Mustang. So, without further ado, we're going to get rocking and rolling here. I would think we did have one more person hop in. Nope, we're just waiting on them to get readied up. Let's quickly go over actually. Lion, how's it going? Welcome in. Let's turn down my game audio just a little bit so I'm not jump scared. There we go. We will be under the lights today for Miami, as this will be a night race. And away goes qualifying. So Matthias 2010 will be leading us off here, along with everybody else trying to get a little bit of separation. We'll have a 3-lap qualifying, so this will be loads of fun. Spec racing does bring very, very close fields, especially here at a 1.5 mile intermediate oval. A lot of fun battles are gonna happen as long as everybody can keep it off that turn 4 wall. It'll be pretty tame here, knock on wood. We will be running stages. Stage 1 will take us to the end. Stage 1 will take us to the end of, or the start of lap 25. Stage 2 will end at lap 60. The caution cutoff is lap 130. And we will see who is going to start off this season very, very strong. So India Light with a 31,373 right now. Geekin with 31,406. And of course, they do have one more. Oh, this is by total track position. Okay. We're going to see who takes pole position and who's going to have the advantage on the front row as everybody comes around. We can quickly flip through. I think we have a tie. We have a tie for first. Oh, no, we don't. We have a tie for something. Geekin and Light both running quite literally the same time. That's awesome. Love to see that. Let's kick over to our intermission real quick. So already highlighting just how close this racing is going to be. It's very weird being in the bottom right of the screen. But let's take a look to see who our pole sitter for today is. 273, 235. So Shadow. It is going to be Shadow, our pole sitter for today. Followed by Z1 on the front row. I think Geekin and NDL Light are going to play a game of rock, paper, scissors to see who gets that position. All right. So as we get everything situated, I'm going to run a quick 30-second advertisement break. Again, these are Twitch mandated. So let's go ahead and get this out of the way momentarily, and we'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's a quick advertisement break right before we get the grid set for today's race. Let's take a look at the weather. If it's anything like it is currently in Florida, it is going to be a hot day. Currently, it feels like 104 degrees where I'm at right now. Of course, I am quite a ways away from Miami. But I can only imagine it is even hotter in Miami. Let's see what Miami actual weather looks like. Hot. Yes, very hot. While we are in a bit of a holding pattern here, let's go over the schedule. So obviously we're here today at Homestead, Miami. Next week we'll be at Sunset for 300 miles of super speedway action. Then we're going to go to some short track chaos at Eagle Rock. Then we're going to go to the Brickyard for Indianapolis. Then we're going to go to Eagle Rock again. The road course for this series is Yas Marina North. Then we're going to go to good old Daytona, back to Sunset, and then back here for the championship, the final championship race here at Homestead for 250 miles instead of 201. We'll go ahead and ready spectate so I don't get yelled at. And we're going to... Why is this not working? Okay, whatever. That's fine. I do owe it to everybody to go ahead and give these tunes a shot before the start of next race, and I'll show you. I'll at least get like a qualifying time to get an idea of where I'm at. Obviously, I enjoy running NASCAR, but I enjoy watching it a lot more because these battles, these guys are going to be super close to each other. We're going to see a lot of two wide racing, a lot of pack racing at the super speedways. Yeah, it's just going to be loads of fun, and I cannot wait to see how this turns out. So, quick caution over under. So we have a total of... Why does this say 3 laps? Let's see. I'm going to put the caution over under to... Let's do 3.5. Let's do the over under of 3.5. Let me know in the chat if you agree with that, or if you disagree, and then put your if you... We'll do like team under or team over. Actually, I can probably just do a poll. Let me see if I can do that. Let me figure out how to figure out how to Twitch. Okay, well, I'll have to figure it out later. But let me go ahead and throw the Discord invite code in as pinned so that you guys can also join the fun here at XITE. Oh, I'm already here. Okay. So that does work. Awesome. Image failed to load. Yeah, because I'm here. Toss that here, pin, boom. Alrighty. Oh, I'm not even ready. There we go. All right, let's take the grid and see what our starting order is going to be. So Shadow takes pole position. That was weird. I think Shadow opted for the outside. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are on for our pace lap. We're going to take a quick look at all of the liveries as we cover the majority of the field throughout the race. A little bit of pushing and shoving between Z1 and Shadow already. That's that's funny. All right, so on our first row, we have Shadow and Z1. Next row is Twitchy and Ferrari. Next is the tie between Light and Geekin for 5th and 6th. Then Zeno and Bach Scar LT1. Waxy and Waterfur. Bacon Duck and Fire Parrot. Deed Spearman and Stinky Potato. JJ Fireball and Nas Gaming. Matthias A 2010 and Nate Mofi. And last but certainly not least, we have Rich Boy 5181. So we're going to go ahead and quiet down for the start of the race. And away we are, kicking off round 1 here at XITE. Twitchy with a beautiful jump off the line there, right behind Shadow. Z1 already losing 2 positions. That's just the unfortunate reality of starting on the outside. Twitchy already jumping up to the lead, but Shadow has the inside. We're going to see if Shadow is going to lead off this first run. Oh, we already have a car in the turn 3 wall. That is Fire Parrot, who's unfortunately getting caught into that. Z1's rejoining the fight after getting up to race speed. Indio Light right behind them, well in the draft, followed by Geekin and the rest of the top 10. They are 2x2 for the lead. Shadow on the outside, Z1 on the inside. Ooh, a little bit of contact between the leaders. Z1 getting a little twitchy there. Shadow losing a lot of speed. I think we found a collision bug between the two, so it looks like we are going to a restart, which would explain what we just saw there. So, it happens. It happens sometimes. Let me actually... There we go. Let me come down just a little bit. All right, I'm going to race spectate, and we're going to go at it again. Yeah, restart for collision bug. I saw that. All right. Yeah, and we're not. It happens. It happens. Can't be too mad at the game. Alrighty, we're going to do a quick 30-second ad break again to get the start completely uninterrupted. So please bear with me as I run another Twitch-mandated ad. And here we go. For those that have Twitch Turbo, Twitch Prime, whatever it is, this will be interrupted for you. But yeah, any proceeds that I get from the channel will go directly back into the channel. You can watch all the VODs later on YouTube, which is linked in my Twitch to get full uninterrupted broadcasting after the fact for advertisement-free viewing during the race. Just go ahead and subscribe. Just adjusting my posture so I don't look weird. I'm used to being in the top left. I'm trying a different like overlay, and I'm really liking this purple. Really liking it. Alrighty, the event is starting. We are going to go live. And away we go. We saw a beautiful start from the top 10. Hopefully all drivers can replicate what we saw during the first start. Tire X being at 1.5, and with these stages so short, I wouldn't be surprised to see the majority of the field, of course, running on either the soft. No, they're going to be running on the soft compound. But only time will tell as we get to the third stage to see those pit strategies start to open up. And we are rolling for the pace lap. Everyone's checking. A lot of bumping and grinding down the start-finish straight to make sure everyone has their collisions. I think everybody is good to go. So away we will go to pace speed, and we'll do this again. Man, these liveries look super clean. These guys definitely put a lot of effort into the liveries for this week. Or the series as a whole, I should say. Alrighty, I'm going to stop yapping, and we're going to get to this race start. We're going to go ahead and quiet down. And away goes the field here. As Twitchy again with a beautiful start. We are on board with Z1 right here. Twitchy in that number 11 Kings Hawaiian looking to the inside again. Super hot off the line here as Shadow's going to take the outside of turns 3 and 4. A little bit of 3-wide action and a little bit of bumping behind. Looks like everyone survives the turn 4 wall here as Twitchy might have gotten a lap wed here. Not really trying to force it 3 wide off the start for our leaders as the pack is this top 8 all over it. And oh my goodness, I spoke too soon. We're already 3 wide at the front. Twitchy in the middle, and he will smartly back out to try and get up under Z1 and Shadow. There's Light. Jesus, they're 4 wide down the back stretch. They're not wasting any time. Looks like Twitchy's going to back out again from that. But Light, Z1, and Shadow are going to take it 3 wide through turns 3 and 4. And they're going 4 wide again. No, he decided against it. Our leaders are still 3 wide. Still 3 wide. Oh, they're not 3 wide anymore. All right, that was... why do I have a view? Just missed green and a lap because of a random Twitch ad. I am sorry, Speed. I am trying to run ads when I'm able to stop that. Let me go ahead and shoot a nuclear missile at this dude here. All right, he's gone. I apologize, Speed. Twitchy or Z1 finally getting out in front here. Shadow running on the outside. We're going to take a quick look at the rest of the field. So Geekin is up into now 3rd place. Let me go ahead and turn this ticker off because I don't need any of this stuff right now. Have a couple of stragglers here, so Rich Boy off pace just a little bit. It's not your fault for the ads. Yeah. Turn off full name over cars. Yeah, I can do that. How about that? Yeah, oh yeah, that's much better. What a pick, Lion. Oh. All right. We're 8 laps in. Current top 5 is Z1, Twitchy, Geekin up into 3rd, NDL Light, NWR Zeno for your top 5. Your top 10, Shadow, falling off pace just a little bit. Might be on a bit of a harder tire compound than the rest of the field as he loses another position to Deed Speedman. Followed by Ferrari Boxcar and Bacon Duck 313. Let's get back onto the battle for the lead here. Twitchy with the run on Z1 to the inside, and it looks like Geekin's going to follow suit and try and get up into a little bit of contact between Geekin and Light here for 3rd, as I believe Geekin's going to lose at least another position to Zeno because of that. So he will go 2 wide behind Shadow, picking up a handful of positions back from the restart, or sorry, from the start of the race, as the field is starting to separate just a little bit. Our top 8 into one pack, then 9 through 14th into another one, as Z1 continues to lead us here with the number 18 Amazon Prime Toyota. Twitchy right behind with a lot of company right behind him. This top 4 trying to go single file to break away from the rest of the field. NDL Light trying to get a move on Twitchy here, already takes the inside. He's going to utilize as much of that side draft as possible to get to that white line there, and it doesn't look like he's going to have it. Geekin trying to maximize the run off the corner, and looks like he is able to get to the bumper of Twitchy here to run on the outside. So they will be 2x2 coming through turns 3 and 4. Halfway through the stage already. It's looking pretty promising for the Season 4 champion of Z1. Geekin looks like he has a run and has passed Twitchy. So has NDL Light. So a bit of a double overtake, as I believe Twitchy's going to start trying to save tires. Let's take a look to see if anybody is on a different tire strategy. 32 and 29 fuel. Let's take a look at Light. 35 and 27. Geekin is on 31 and 78. So Geekin has a lot of fuel in the car. So it looks like he's going to be very tire dependent and doesn't want to rely so much on being fuel limited to find what strategy works best here. So 36 and 25% for Deed Speedman. Shadow, I don't believe we checked yet. I think we did. But let's go ahead and double check for our top 5. 36 and 39 from Shadow. So Geekin's running promising, even considering he has an extra 50% fuel in the car. It definitely shows how much momentum that these cars are able to carry through the corners. Might hurt him a bit on the straightaway, but as long as he can stay in the draft, it's not gonna harm him too much. Since he is locked into the draft of Z1 here, 10 laps to go here in stage 1. A little bit of a shakeup here for the top 5. Top 4 is pulled away, and then 5th through 14th are all in one drafting train by the looks of it. But our top 4 are definitely going single file to not fight each other to try and split away from the pack as much as possible, as we're going to get on board with Twitchy here on a move on NDL Light and potentially Geek in there on the inside. He's going to have a promising run through turn 1. Don't think he's going to get it done. He doesn't have a lot of purchase into the corner, so he's going to back out of that. He will have a lot of help from Light here on the backstretch, so let's see if he can take advantage of this. And it looks like he's going to, with a little bit of a late bump coming, or not a late bump, and a well-timed bump draft there on the exit of turn 2. And that might propel him to get around Geek in here, as he has a lot more purchase on the car. Geekin definitely using the momentum of a slightly heavier car to his advantage there, running the high line. So we're going to check on the majority of the grid. They're still running single file, so majority of the action, of course, will take place here at the top 5. Twitchy's still trying to get around Geekin. It's proving very difficult, as it looks like Light is going to give him a little touch, and he goes around him. So Twitchy in a second. Here comes Light to the inside. Decides against it. Gets back in line with Geekin. And you can see just how much time you lose while battling. These top 4 drivers, Z1, Twitchy, Geekin, and Light, have almost completely lost the advantage they had on the rest of the field here, as 5th through 14th are starting to converge on the leaders now. It's very promising and very clean, knock on wood. Stage 1 here, as we have a handful of laps to go. Looking very promising for Twitchy here, or Z1. Twitchy trying to get a move on the outside now. The outside seems to be the preferred line, just because of the amount of momentum that you can carry onto the straightaways. Z1 defending through the inside. Geekin looking to get a piece of this action and get back around Twitchy. We have a car in the pits. 2 cars in the pits, so Matthias and Nate Mofi looking to potentially jump the end of stage rush through pit lane. So we will see how that, actually we have another car in the pits as well. I think we have we have a spun car in turn 1. Matthias getting a little loose out of the pits. So Stinky Potato, Nate Mofi, and Matthias coming out of the pits. We have another driver in by the looks of it. I think this is Rich Boy. Fire Parrot and Rich Boy have also decided they're going to try and jump the queue, as it's going to come down to the line for stage 1, as Matthias is still having a little bit of issues with car control here. As it looks like Z1 will take the stage 1 victory here, and we are going to screenshot all of this. Actually, we can go ahead and take a clip of that. That is the end of stage 1. Oh, end of lap 25 is stage 1. I apologize. They're still rocking and rolling, ladies and gentlemen. So Geekin and Twitchy with a bit of a run. So we're going to see who gets it to the line. So Geekin, Z1, Zeno, Twitchy, and Shadow for your top 5. And then Light, Deed Spearman, Ferrari, Bacon Duck, Waterford for your top 10. And the rest of the grid, Fireball, Nas Gaming, Boxcar LT1, Waxy, Stinky Potato, Fire Parrot, Nate Mofi, Rich Boy, and Matthias 2010 for your stage 1 results. We're going to grab a screenshot of that. Oops. We're going to pop this into the media chat. And we're going to take a quick advertisement break, take a 1 minute, and we'll see how the field shakes up for the pits, as everybody's going to be going in. No shocker there. So we're going to jump to a 1 minute advertisement break, and we'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back from the advertisement break. Very clean stage 1. Geekin taking a very late stint or stage 1 push to go ahead and get out in front of Z1 and Twitchy there. He is going to choose the inside as we're going to go ahead and get doubled up here. Z1 had a lot of laps led, of course. But ultimately it will be Geekin and Z1 on your starting row for stage 2. As long as everybody can go ahead and get caught up here, waiting on Zeno and Fire Parrot. I would imagine... Let's actually take a look at the fuel loads now. Geekin, of course, taking no fuel, while everybody else, of course, is taking fuel. So we are doubled up here. We're going to get back into this mode. I think we're going to go around again for a bit of a delayed restart as we're waiting on... No, we're not. We're going to get it rocking and rolling. So away we go. Z1 with a beautiful jump there on the outside. We're going to watch this outside line lose a couple positions here through turns 1 and 2. And then as they get up to race speed, so Geekin shutting the door on Z1 as he knows that outside run is coming. They're 3 wide behind the leaders, merging back down into some 2 wide action. And they're 3 wide for the lead. Twitchy, Geekin, and Light 4 wide for the lead as Z1 goes sailing through the inside. Twitchy smartly lifting just a little bit. Might have put him... Oh, Twitchy got touched. Oh my God, there's a crash. Oh, baby. That might bring out a caution. That was a lot of people that just got caught up in that. Jesus. And we will be under caution. So there's our first caution of the race. Wow, that took out Twitchy, that took out Shadow. We're gonna see how much damage Twitchy got from that, as he seemed to have gotten the tail end. Somebody was actually in the air. I believe it was Deed Speedman. It was a blue car. But these cars are very, very resilient. So that is unfortunately bad news for Twitchy and Shadow for the stage 2 results. However, it is very early in the stage to be even remotely discussing that, of course, as somebody is doing a bit of a burnout. That's Matthias 2010. And Z1's going into the pits. I think everyone's going to go ahead. Woo, super close to that pit wall there. As we're going to see who decides to stay out. So Geekin, of course, deciding to stay out, along with Fireball, Waxy, Stinky Potato, Nate Mophie, Shadow, and Deetspeeman, while the rest of the field decides to go ahead and pit. With only having a couple laps on the tires, I don't think that would benefit the drivers too much. As this is a little bit of a longer run for this this stage. I keep saying stint. As this will take us to the end of lap 60, actually. So yeah, we're gonna have some green flag stops for. Actually, I think these cars can make it 30 laps on fuel. I don't remember. But that actually might play out in their favor. However, they're going to have a lot of cars to fight through. Twitchy going down into 13th. Shadow, of course, deciding to stay out. We'll bring him back up into the top 5, so it won't hurt him too much. There he is, actually, right behind Geekin on the inside row. As we're waiting on Matthias to get back around, we are doubled up, ready for the restart. As the sun is setting here at Miami. Very, very warm, and I don't know why it keeps... I'm going to fix that. And away we go, ladies and gentlemen, for the first restart of the race after that massive caution came out. Geekin with a nice jump on the restart, followed by Shadow. So they're going to try and run off from the field. Waxy getting into Shadow just a little bit. Z1 trying to make up any of those lost positions. It's very compact here as Twitchy already picking up 7 positions, 7 positions, 5, 6, 4, 6. Yeah, he's got quite the run going, as well as India Light here. The majority of these drivers, of course, behind Fireball, deciding to pit, so they'll have a slight tire advantage near the end of the stint. As Z1 gets himself back up into the 3rd spot, and it looks like he is going to try and get a run on Shadow, and they will go 3 wide, now 2 wide, into the entry of turn 3. I'm going to keep an eye on Twitchy and company here. Oh, somebody just ate the wall. No, it's Twitchy. Twitchy's backwards in turn 3. Oh my goodness, what happened there? He doesn't have any damage. How does he not have damage from that? He absolutely smoked the wall. Good Lord. And that will bring out another caution. I didn't quite see who was caught up in that. Wow. All right, so I would imagine that the drivers that did not pit this time are now going to pit, as they saw the majority of the field go in on the last caution. We are at caution number 2. You think they forgot to turn damage on? I don't know. Let me check the NASCAR info. Let me check the lobby settings, if they have that posted. Let me go and open this up. Okay, damage will be off for all races and qualifying sessions. Okay, so that is a settings decision that XITE has decided to go ahead and take. So I was curious myself. I was like, wait a minute, he completely ate the wall. I really need to start doing my homework, and of course, here we go. Everybody's gonna jump in, as this will take us to lap number 60. However, Fireball and Rich Boy and Waterfur and Matthias will decide to stay out, so that is going to shake up the first 2 rows here. Let's see who's going to get out of the pits in front. So it'll be Shadow, then Z1, Geekin, Light, and company here. About 100 laps left here. As a reminder for those tuning in that are not a part of the XITE Motorsports Discord channel, if you would like to find yourself here on stream racing against these guys, the invite link for the Discord is in the pinned comment, so go ahead and click that, hop in, go ahead and register. XITE Motorsports is currently running this NASCAR series, and I believe they have a NASCAR 25. No, I think this is the only series that they are currently running. Let me see. Nope, this is the only series that they're running at the moment. So, we will be at Sunset Super Speedway, almost said tomorrow, next week. So if you want to join some Super Speedway action, go ahead and click that. Alrighty, we're going to get to this restart. We've had 2 cautions so far, so I think my over-under of... What is going on? My over-under of 3.5 might be a bit low, but we shall see, as we have a beautiful sunset here, speaking of, here at Homestead, Miami, and away we go. So Fireball and Rich Boy leading us off, followed by Waterfur and Matthias. Shadow already getting around. Matthias. Matthias actually getting into the wall just a little bit, and it's causing a lot of commotion here on the backstretch. We're going to wait until the smoke clears to see who got caught up in that. I believe Twitchy was able... Oh, Shadow's around! Oh, no. Shadow got around between turns 2 and 3. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to continue running as Geekin, or Z1, Geekin, and Light make their way back into the top 5 along with Bacon Duck. Waterford continuing to lead us off here. We're going to grab an onboard with NDL Light as he is eyeing his competitor, and we will be... Oh my goodness gracious, look at this pile up here. So Shadow, Rich Boy, and Stinky caught up into another turn 3 wreck. So that'll bring out another caution. Commentator's Curse striking hard here, as we've had our 3rd caution of the stage and the race. There's a stopped car somewhere. Zeno. Wow. And I believe everyone is going to go into the pits as well, minus Light and a couple of others. So we're going to take a quick 30-second ad break, and we'll be right back as I figure out what is going on with my game capture here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back from the advertisement break. Again, I do apologize for the amount of ads that I am running, as I'm trying to keep the race completely uninterrupted for everybody. Yeah, lap 44 of 134 here at Miami. We've already had 2 cautions. No, 3 cautions. And looks like Light will be taking the outside line. Yes, he will. As we're going to go ahead and get doubled up here for another restart. Alrighty, coming into the restart zone now. And away we go. Looks like Light and Twitchy off to a beautiful start. Bacon Duck might defend this inside to Twitchy. Yes, he is going to. A lot of cautions here. There's already a car in the wall. Matthias into the wall again. Oh, I need to hide my cursor, actually. Let me do that. As we're going to follow along with... There we go. Turn that off. All right. Oh, there's another stopped car that looks like Waterfur. Waterfur stopped on the start-finish straight. Twitchy in the lead, followed by Bacon Duck, Light, Deed Speedman, and Waxy for your top 5. Your top 10 being Shadow, Boxcar, Z1, Geekin, and Zeno. Take a look at the mid-pack here with Zeno and actually grabbing on board. So Geekin with a run on Z1 actually decided against the run here, as he has a lot of traffic to work through with his fellow competitors. They might come 3 wide on the exit of turn 4. Z1 picking up a position into 7th place. Got some action here for the lead as Bacon Duck goes sailing through the middle of Light and Twitchy for the lead. Now Light has a run on the inside. Twitchy and I believe that is Deed Speedman behind him. Yes, it is. Will go down the inside of Bacon Duck. So Deed Speedman now into a top 3 position, just barely trying to hold off Bacon Duck there on the outside. If all of these drivers decide, wow, Z1's already picked up a lot of positions, leaving Geekin out to dry here, as our top 5 has a bit of a gap to the rest of the grid behind them, as we have about 10 laps to go here in stage number 2. Deed Speedman up into second place, followed by Z1. Z1 trying to work that inside line along with NDL Light. Deed Speedman will lose a few positions there on the outside. However, fighting off Shadow, trying to hold on to the draft from Z1. He will continue working that outside line and will lose third and fourth to Shadow and Twitchy, and will potentially follow or fall back in line with them to go ahead and bridge that gap, as the gap to the top 5 has disappeared. Sun is almost completely set here, and we're going to watch the lap times start to fall off just a little bit due to the track temperature, which is good news for the virtual race drivers, or the virtual drivers here, because man, it has to be, it's got to be super hot in those cars. But of course, pixels don't mind. I believe it's all relative to how hot their CPU is. All right, so 7 laps to go here in the stage. Z1 back out in front, followed by Light and Shadow, the 3 musketeers of the podium. Twitchy right behind them in fourth, followed by Deed Speedman for your top 5, and then Geekin, Bacon Duck, Boxcar, Waxy, and Zeno for your top 10. Oh, Ferrari just snuck into the top 10 there. Oh, there's Zeno. Let's take a look at this. They're trading positions through turns 3 and 4. Let's get back onto the leaders here. Light trying to get to the outside of Z1. Of course, he's going to slam the door on him. Now we're starting to see that end of stint aggression from all of the drivers. They're going to be fighting for position to maximize those points that they receive. I will say, after a very messy stage 2, Twitchy has recovered very nicely, getting back up into the top 5 along with Shadow into a podium position here. Definitely have a highlight reel for everybody for Sunset on the action that unfolded here. Shadow trying to get a run to the outside, and will actually squeeze Light to the inside. Z1 also covering that inside line, as well as Shadow will have a beautiful draft advantage coming out of turn 4, and Deed Speedman trying to take advantage of that as well. And they will almost be 3 wide, actually 3 wide. Shadow kicking the tail end of that Cup car out. As they're going to go to the wire again. So let's see if Geekin is able to get a last minute pass out of nowhere, as he did with stage 1. I think he's a bit far back to get it done. He will get around Twitchy here on the outside for P5. Twitchy trying to get back underneath of him, but can't quite get it done, as the fight for P2 is going to potentially hinder their ability to catch Z1. or to pass him as they're going to get some lapped traffic. Actually, that is Nas48 Gaming. No, it isn't. That is Nate Mophie. Will pit to try and jump the stage or end of stage pit stops from the rest of the field. Z1 still firmly out in front. Deed Speedman in fourth, trying to hold off Geekin on the inside. Damage is cosmetic for the series. Okay, gotcha. And we will come to the line, and it looks like it will be Z1, Light, Shadow, Geekin, Deed Speedman, Twitchy, Zeno, Waxy, Bacon Duck, and Ferrari for your top 10. Wow. Oh, there's a stopped car. That is Bacon Duck in 11th and 12th. So, end of stage 2, we're going to take a 2-minute advertisement break to go ahead and get the start of stage 3 good to go. We'll go ahead and send off the screenshot of the stage results to the media team, and we will be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. A little bit of a shakeup from the mass pit stop there at the end of stage 2. So it looks like Deed Speedman will be leading us off for the start of stage 3, as we are almost to our halfway point of the race. This is the most crucial stage, of course, because you're fighting for the win. And there are about 66 to 67 laps left in the race. So you'll definitely be looking for the pit strategy of the drivers. Do you opt for a harder tire to go a little bit longer? Do you go for a lighter fuel load to try and run off from the field, and then the harder compound to end off the run? Do you just full blitz it and, you know, let the Forza gods decide where you finish? I don't know, but we're gonna finish getting doubled up here, and we're going to be on board with Deedspeeman as he will take us to the green flag for stage number 3. And away we go, ladies and gentlemen. Deedspeeman with a beautiful run off of the restart, running wide. And here comes Twitchy through the inside. Oh, Deedspeeman sideways. There's pandemonium, cars everywhere, trying to hold on to it, and he is around. Oh my goodness. That's not good at all. Deedspeeman, Fire Parrot, Stinky Potato, Nas 48, Matthias, and Boxcar getting caught into that as Twitchy smartly diving to the inside for that restart. Will clear all of the pandemonium that occurred in his rear view mirror while everyone is fighting through the field. Wait a minute. Okay, we were on board with Z1. Okay, I clicked the wrong car talking about Twitchy. So, Deedspeeman has a lot of ground to cover, of course. We are on the forbidden number lap, 65 plus 2. There's a long way to go in the race. Twitchy out front, followed by Z1 Ferrari with the move through the inside. Along with Waterford up into the top 5. So being in the draft definitely gives you a slight advantage as you can lift just a little bit to go ahead and save as much fuel as you are able to. Of course, Twitchy being out front doesn't have to worry about the battle ensuing behind him with Ferrari and Fireball and Waterford in a bit of the battle for second place here. There goes NDL Light through into 4th place. Ferrari dropping off a little bit, must have decided to not aggressively defend for second place and to just let everyone buy them so they can go ahead and take advantage of the sweet draft to save water. We have a car pulling off in the pits. It looks like it is Waxy with a super early stage 3 pit stop here. Twitchy's still running out in front. Let's take a look at that interval to the leader. About a 1.5 seconds between Fireball and Twitchy. We can continue watching this battle for second, led by Light, as they try to reel in Twitchy here, still sitting at about a 1.5 seconds interval. What these competitors need to do is just go ahead and get single file to catch Twitchy, and then they can worry about position maybe later on. But this fight is surely costing them a lot of time. As you see now, 1.6 seconds, 1.65, 1.66. So they are losing time in the corners just by fighting. So the best move here, of course, is to just go ahead and single file, catch the leader, and then worry about the fuel and tire strategy from there. Waterford might be looking to the inside again. You see that gap start to fall just a little bit, and now through the middle of the corner. Seems to be falling just a little bit now, but that's because NDL Light has a beautiful push from Waterford, as they will go 3 wide for third behind him. I think that is Fireball up on the top. No, that is lap traffic. I apologize. That is Waxy getting up to the top here. Now we're starting to see that interval fall just a little bit, already down between 2 and 3/10 of a second. As they've all finally talked each other into working together to catch the leader, still sitting at about 1.4 seconds. Now it's out to back up to 1.4. Their best bet again is to continue this draft train to try and reel in Twitchy. Twitchy basically in a different race right now than everybody else. Let's take a look at the pack for from 6th, 7th, and 8th here. As we have our first disconnection. Who is it? It's Matthias. Matthias is disconnected. So unfortunate for Matthias, as they will get a DNF for stage 3. Our first and second place qualifiers currently sitting in 6th and 7th, with Geekin right behind them. So we are going to keep an eye on this gap again between Light and Twitchy, 1.2 seconds. We're going to see if this group of cars, Z1, Shadow, and Geekin, can catch the rest of the top 5 here and give them just a little bit more speed to go ahead and work to catch Twitchy, as it looks like they're finally able to do so now, bringing that down another half second maybe. Still hovering around that 1.1 to 1.4 mark. Might cut it down to a second for the start-finish stretch. Z1 and Shadow working together to bridge that gap to the top 5. They're running super close. That gap now to the leader down to about 6/10 of a second. So Light is now in the draft of the leader. So we're going to watch the top 5 all converge together, which is good news for Light and company, but is bad news for Z1, Shadow, and Geekin, as they are surely going to continue running single file for a few laps. We can definitely check the lap time delta between the two. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. That last lap from Z1, a 31.2. Light also running a 31.2, so they are at a net 0 here. Twitchy also running a 31.2. So unless something absolutely crazy happens, they're going to be at a net 0 track gain for the foreseeable future. As the field is starting to split off a little bit, 4th and 5th seem to be falling off as well. Fireball and Waterfur, which again is good news for Z1, because that top 5 group is not as strong as it used to be. But now that Light is firmly attached to the rear bumper of Twitchy, looking to get around him, will go to the inside. Ferrari's going to stay back a little bit and watch this battle take place. Light cutting off the run on the outside from Twitchy. Ferrari's going to slot in behind those two. We're going to take a quick look at fuel and tires, as we have a couple of laps under our belt now. So 47% on that front right for NDL Light. Twitchy at about 48 and 27%. So it looks like they've opted for either older tires or soft tires, as Ferrari's going to have to come in a lot sooner than the rest of the leaders here. Let's take a look at water for 50% wear with 45% fuel. Holy crap, dude. What? Brother. You cannot have 93. Who hurt this man? Who hurt Fireball? Unless my telemetry broke, 93%. I don't think it was broken. I don't know. 33 and 35 wear for Z1, so it looks like they're definitely on a harder tire compound than the cars in front. 32 and 85 for Shadow, and then Geekin is on 31 and 65. So yeah, they are definitely on a harder tire compound. Somebody stopped. Nate Moffi's actually coming out of pit lane now. Let's make sure that wasn't a glitch on the telemetry. That's insane, dude. Wow. Somebody go check on this, man. Taze, welcome in, brother. How's it going? Where did we leave off? We left off with Geekin. Yeah, JG needs to go in. Yeah, 97%. I think that's a glitch. I don't know. Deed Speedman running 35. I'm going to see if the rest of the telemetry is glitched, as we're going to see Ferrari come in momentarily. No, it doesn't look like it. He's at 100% wear on that front right. He actually might have 100% wear. I don't know. That is absolutely diabolical. Yeah, he does. Okay. We're going to see after he comes out. So Ferrari goes in. JJ Fireball, after wearing his tires all the way down to the coilovers, decides to go in. Not next Saturday, but the following I'll be attending these races. Awesome, Taves. I can't wait to see the SJM team in XITE Motorsports. That's going to be fun to watch. Love to see it. Wasn't informed about this NASCAR series. Oh, what? Okay, I think I've let you guys down then. I do apologize about that. Yeah, these guys are super quick. So we have Light and Twitchy alone and unafraid here in front, followed by Waterfur. Let's go back and check. Where did he go? JG Fireball. I mean, true, but 100% where? No. Okay, so my telemetry on JJ is just fried because that is very strange. So we're gonna get no data from Fireball, none whatsoever, because he just came out of the pits. So I don't know what's going on there. That's interesting. Rich Boy going in for his green flag pit stop. There goes Twitch and Light. We're check where he's 68%, almost nice. 67% tire wear, nice. 15% fuel. So Waterfur, Z1, Geekin, and Shadow are going to come through. Waterfur, I believe, was also on that soft tire compound. Yes, he is with 70% as Z1, Geekin, and Shadow. Of course, taking that medium tire in comparison to the rest of the grid is seeming to pay off here. As Waterfur smartly goes in, we're going to see if Deed Speedman is going to decide to go in as well. He is also on a medium tire compound. I believe Nas Gaming 48 may be on the softs. As Waterfur, we mentioned him going in. We're going to see if Twitchy and Light have decided to continue running those softs and just go balls to the wall. Now all eyes are on these three drivers, Z1, Geekin, and Shadow. They might have something figured out here. Ended up winning the Indy race in PRL last night. Nice, dude. Nice. Good stuff. All right, so we're going to see them come in potentially when they hit moderate tire wear. So there are 40-ish laps remaining in the race, so we'll see them take this potentially another 20 laps, 10 to 15, or I'd say between 10 and 20 laps, which is a very long run. Let's check their fuel and tire again. No, they have a handful of laps remaining in the fuel tank. As I believe that was Waterford going a lap down as well. We're going to see who has yet to pit, or who's pit the most. Okay, that's not really helpful there. Z1, of course, taking fuel and tires every chance he gets. Here comes Geek into the inside. Shadow's deciding who he wants to follow. He's going to stick behind Z1 as Geekin locks in the pass before the corner. And I believe that was a choice by Z1 to let him by, so he can attempt to save fuel. Now let's look at the fuel difference between Z1 and Geekin. Geekin with 47% fuel, and he will hit minor tire wear now. I believe the rest of this pack is on minor tire wear now. Yes, he is 53 and 14% fuel. So we could see Geekin actually extending out those tires as much as he possibly can. However, he's going to have to follow these guys in if he wants any chance of having a run for the lead as soon as Twitchy and Light come around to join them, as they do have a pretty long pit re-entry. While there is a slight lull in the action, as I say that, Twitch has decided it is time to run an advertisement. So I'm going to take a quick voice break, and we'll be back at the action in 1 second. All right, well, that was a bit awkward from Shadow. That was caught in 4K as he hits the wall just a little bit, or a lot of it, actually. Going into the pits. Dude, thanks for the follow. So Geek and Z1 and Shadow going to the pits. We're going to see where they come out in comparison to Twitchy and Light. So Ferrari is gonna remain out on what I would imagine are hard tires. Interesting choice from Ferrari here. A little bit of a late stint push as Twitchy, JJ Fireball, and Light running P2, 3, and 4, provisional 1, 2, and 3 now, depending on when Ferrari decides to pit. Geekin and Z1 and Shadow going into the pits, with Shadow unfortunately meeting Mr. Barry R right before going into the pits, so he lost loads of time in comparison to his drafting partners of Geekin and Z1. So we have 34 laps remaining in the race. We'll definitely see how the cookie crumbles here. Ferrari still out in front here with a pretty considerable lead still on Twitchy, Fireball, and Light. Fireball actually with a move on Twitchy will go through to the inside, pushing Twitchy just a little wide on the entry of turn 1, and will solidify that second place pass. So Geekin didn't lose too much track position on Twitchy and company. So Twitchy coming out of turn 4 now, and now Geekin and Z1 coming out of turn 4 onto the start-finish stretch. Let's check on our current leader, Ferrari. 42% and 18% fuel. So we're definitely seeing the hard tires, at least in use here. Just a beautiful move by Ferrari to go ahead and jump the majority of the field. We're gonna check on Fireball. Oh wait, that's right. His telemetry is completely bugged. Twitchy will actually check. There's Light catching up as well. So Twitchy 24%, absolutely frying those tires on the exit of turn 2. A little bit of aero wash by the looks of it. So 25 and 53% for Twitchy. 26 and 62 for Light. And of course, Geekin and Z1 absolutely running. Geekin 10% and 88 as they have just come out of pit road. As we see NWR Zeno going in for his first pit stop as well, 10 and 68 for Z1. So they're definitely on the medium compound again, trying to maximize that on track time, and they have completely locked in with each other. Boxcar and Shadow trying to work together as well. Let's take a look at Boxcar. 46 and 57% wear for him. Let's see if Shadow opted for the softer compound. No, he did not. He is also on the medium. And we'll check on Deed Speedman. 11 and 56. I think the majority of the grid is on those, or are on the that medium compound here, as Twitch and actually Light getting around Twitchy here. Bit convoluted coming down the start-finish stretch, with Fireball leading the pack here just in front of Light and Twitchy. Ferrari's still out in front. We'll see them come into the pits momentarily, as that grip fall off on those hard compounds has to be absolutely brutal right about now. 10% fuel remaining for our leader. Waxy going into the pits again. The two groups to watch are Light, Twitchy, and then Geekin and Z1. Sorry, as my nose is starting to bother me just a little bit. But we are still good to go. Still a bit of a lull in the action. We're going to follow along with... We're going to watch this gap between 4th and 5th of Twitchy and Geekin. As we're going to see how these two continue to work together to catch the rest of the top 5 to get back into winning contention here. And we're going to periodically check the fuel and tire of these two groups to see the change and the difference in the tires. 35% already for Light, And Twitchy is already at 35 as well. So definitely, actually potentially on those soft tires, you see Geekin on 19% wear. Z1 on 20. So we'll check back in a couple of laps there. I believe they were out for five or six more laps in comparison to Twitchy and Light, but those 5 or 6 more laps will definitely pay off here as the laps continue to wind down. Ferrari deciding to go into the pits now with a lot of laps led and a beautiful stage 3 so far for Ferrari. Ferrari, of course, going to go ahead and slap on those softs and start trying to run down these guys on mediums. We're going to see how well Ferrari comes back up into whoa, there's somebody upside down and flipping. It's Twitchy. Twitchy was absolutely rolled in turn 4. Oh, Jesus. And that's going to bring out a caution, which is good news for Ferrari because Ferrari just pit. Wow, Twitchy, what happened? It's that turn 4 wall, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. Yeah, that's caution number 3, if I remember correctly. So the first caution of the stage, and with 20 laps remaining, we're going to take an extended advertisement break so we don't get cut off at the end of the race. So we're going to take a really longer advertisement break. I do apologize. We're going to go back and clip whatever happened to Twitchy there. And, oh, Jesus, brother. He's got a lot of track position to get back. So, again, we're going to take this ad break. I'm going to take a voice break as well, and we'll get back to the action. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize about the super long ad break. We have 35 seconds left, and I think we're going to miss the start here on the live. I don't know if we're going to do another... We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. 19, 18, 17, 16. No, we're not good. All right, so we're going to have to watch this later as Ferrari and Fireball did not pit, and away we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for absolutely frying everybody on that advertisement break. I meant to click 2 minutes, but I screwed up. That's on me. I'll write that down for next time. And oh my God, they're 4 wide for second already. So Ferrari and Fireball deciding not to pit, and this is going to get a little messy on the exit of turn 4 as the rest of the field decides to go in behind Ferrari and Fireball. Wow, what a close one there, as Geekin will get into second place. Z1 stuck in 7th right behind him. Geekin about to get a run on Fireball. Of course, we don't have any telemetry data on Fireball because it is absolutely fried. Twitchy right behind Geekin here. So there's no way of telling what Fireball is running. But let's see if Geekin took new fuel and tires. Yes, he did, as he is most certainly on these soft tires along with the rest of our competitors here. So Geekin will be out in front, a little bit of contact in the field behind with Deedspeedman, but everybody gets through. Z1 down into 9th place, having a lot of traffic to fight through, as we have about 14 laps remaining, 10 laps from the caution cutoff. As Ferrari with a beautiful pick on the hard tires. That was actually right on time. Yeah, I mean, I missed a little bit of the start, but you know, it was a missed input, and I apologize for that. Yeah, Ferrari with a beautiful showing so far. Still in 4th. A lot of commotion behind the leaders here. We're gonna watch everybody get back through turn 4 cleanly as well. Twitchy working the high side, Light right behind his teammate of JSR Geekin, giving him a bump and a push to get back out in front of Twitchy. And we'll side draft and hold that inside as much as possible. We do have a slow car on the backstretch of Fire Parrot here. I'm going to save my voice for as much as I can for the last few laps as Light gets around Light gets around Twitchy now, sorry. Z1 in 10th. Continues to fall down the running order here, and here's Shadow in 4th. Ferrari down into 5th. Twitchy up into 2nd. Geekin's just running off, so something had to have happened again. Have fun watching this battle. They going hard? Yes. Yeah, 100%. We're going hard in the paint, as there are now less than 10 laps remaining in the race. Your current top 5 is Geekin, Twitchy, Shadow, Light, and Ferrari. Rounding out the rest of the top 10 right now is Fireball, Waterford, Zeno, Deedspeedman, and Z1. Z1, of course. Why? Okay, there we go. The battle for the lead is and has always been on, as we are nearing the caution cutoff here. Twitchy out in front now. Geekin will lose a few positions. Geekin has preferred running this high line the entire race. It seems to have given him a lot of luck, as we see again. They're potentially gonna go 3 wide for the lead. I thought they were going 3 wide for second, and here we go. Twitchy got stuck in the middle, and here comes Geekin through the inside. What a move by Geekin. We saw a similar move in the Tora NASCAR series where Geekin pulled a similar switchback on everybody at Sunset. We went 5 wide to the line, and Geekin took it by a nose. There's Geekin again on the outside, Shadow on the inside. It's a 5-way battle for the lead. Just have to race clean enough to not bring out a caution. However, we would love to see a green-white checkered here for round 1 of the XITE Motorsports NASCAR series. And there goes Shadow into the lead. Shadow and Geekin are going to be trading positions quite a bit here, as they are looking at almost going 4 wide there, as Twitchy's going to send it through the inside, giving Shadow just enough room there in the middle. And we'll give Shadow a little bit of a bump. Ferrari up into 4th, and Light down into 5th. Oh, this is going to come down to the wire. Shadow and Twitchy now running up front. Geekin in 3rd. Geekin, of course, on the high line here. Ferrari on the inside will actually move up to the high line with Geekin to go ahead and try and give them a little better run. Geekin going to the inside. They will go 3 wide into turn 3. It'll be Geekin, Twitchy, Shadow. Ooh, a little bit of contact. Geekin sideways, and we'll catch the car. Oh my goodness, almost a disaster for Geekin. What a beautiful save there, as he's going to regain his composure. No real changes here in the top 5, as at the end of this lap will be the cutoff for caution. So the gloves will come off as they pass the start-finish line. Your current top 5 will be Shadow in the lead, followed by Twitchy, Geekin, Light, and Ferrari. No change here. Ferrari holding the inside of Light there will move up into 4th, and now all bets are off, as there will be no more cautions. Whatever happens here in the remaining few laps in the race here. Geekin in 3rd there on the inside of Twitchy. Shadow trying to clinch a win here. Let's check on Ferrari. I think Ferrari 46% wear, and he is running up here in the top. Oh, he's top 6 now. Yeah, Ferrari with a unbelievable pick, pitting just a lap before Twitch pulled a Ty Dillon and flipping his car. Thought he was playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. They did a beautiful job on the remaster, of course. As we are now coming to the line, I think Ferrari is going to start feeling that tire wear now, as Ferrari will drop into 6th. We're going to continue this coverage here on our top 4. White flag next time by. Yeah, Ferrari's dipping out of the groove. He's feeling those hurting tires. Had he waited another lap, he would have been golden, because that caution would have come out and he would be right up here with the best of them. And the white flag will fly. Shadow out in front, Geekin in 2nd, Light in 3rd, Twitchy in 4th, and Zeno in 5th. It's going to come down to the wire. Light all over the inside of Geekin, pushing him to the outside. This is where we're going to start seeing a little bit of heroics to try and get this win. Here comes Geekin to the inside. Here comes Light to the outside. They're going to go 3 wide for 2nd by the looks of it. I think Shadow has it in the bag. And it will be Shadow with the win, followed by Geekin, Twitchy, and Light. Wow. What a finish, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful run. Deed Spearman clocking in a top 5. Zeno in 6th. Fireball in 7th. Waterfur in 8th. Ferrari in 9th. And Naz Gaming 48 with a top 10. Oh, wow. Ferrari almost had the strat of the century here. Let's see who had the fastest lap. I think it was Geekin, or it was either Geekin or Z1. They were absolutely hauling. I don't know if these guys want me to do an interview. But I have not eaten yet, so I'm going to say I'm not going to do interviews this time by. What tune was I using? Yeah, I'll like it, even though I didn't use it. It's a broadcaster tune. That broadcaster jelly tune. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in for the first round of XITE Motorsports. And next week we will be at Sunset. So tune in around this time next week for that. Tune in later tonight as we wrap up IEC Motorsports final race in the season for NASCAR. And I believe I'm going to go ahead and check the announcements. Yes, so this will also be the final NASCAR race on Forza for IEC as they start to move over to iRacing. Sunset Michigan Peninsula. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. So yeah, please tune in later tonight as we give IEC a proper send-off for their chapter in NASCAR seasons on Forza. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. And now I get a spam call. I'm going to deny that one. Yeah, I've been your host, Dr. Ice. I appreciate XITE for picking me up to follow this series. Thank you, Dindu, for the follow. Please don't forget to drop, or almost said drop a like as if I'm on YouTube. Go ahead and hit that follow button so you get notifications when I'm live. I'm live 2 nights a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays. I'm going to be, actually, no, I'm live three times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays. Monday, I will be broadcasting my actual race in IEC's IMSA series. Yes, I'm racing, not broadcasting that one. Slideshot Motorsports NASCAR series on Wednesday nights, and then XITE Motorsports on Saturday afternoons. So yeah, appreciate everybody for sticking around and watching the race. See you next week. No, not next week. See you tonight. As I will be live again. So thank you everybody again, and I'm gonna stop rambling because my brain is not working right now. So have a good one.